Hello and welcome to another Wednesday audio tutorial with me, Harry Quinn. This time we're going to be looking at my new upcoming single. It's called Subliminally Friends, coming out next week if you're watching this in real sort of time. Just going to be going over the intro guitar parts. So here we go. Here's how it sounds. So first of all, we have this main intro 3-part guitar line. There are individually, let's just take a listen to those. It's a bit of a long story, but I recorded on an interface and a different guitar, and so there's a bit of a denoising plugin on all of these, apart from the last one. I think there's a slight bit of a dip in EQ. On the second one, let's take a listen to that. Okay, and listen to those first two together. Okay, and the last one is just the lower octave of the main. So, and there's just a bit of EQ there as well. Just a little dip, very slight. Listen to that. Okay, and then all together. Okay, and let's just have a look at the processing for that. So first of all, we have just a 50 Hertz high pass. I'm using this Analog Obsession LA2A emulation. Let's just listen to those two. So that's pretty dry, and then this is what's doing all of the interesting filtered stuff. I think I've probably just used this preset and just tweaked it very slightly. Lots of settings there, so feel free to take a look or explore that preset for yourself. But this is then how it sounds with that one. Yeah, so that's doing a lot there, and then Decapitator, Sound Toys for just a bit of a lift, a bit of distortion. Just setting of 2. I often, certainly with melodic parts, I roll off some low end before I add, or as part of the distortion setting, and then just another high pass and just a very slight lift there. I also tend to use EQs in the key of the song. There's a G minor happening here, so that's why the G is lifted, and that does tend to make musical sense. So next we have this emphasizing part. Okay, and then with that there's a ring shifter from Logic, channel EQ rolling off 200 Hertz, Decapitator again, whoops. A bit more drive there, 2.9, rolling off some lows again, and then a tape delay. I was using a bit more of the Logic stock plugins in this mix, so just mixing it up a bit, no pun intended. And here's the next part. That's a little bit more self-explanatory because I've gone through the same settings really. So ring shifter, EQ, Decapitator and echo. So the next one is a reverse of electric guitar part from another part of the song. Let's listen to that. I think that definitely adds a little bit of atmosphere to the song. And again, we've got ring shifter, EQ, Decapitator, similar settings to make it all sort of sound a little bit more in context, gelled, I suppose. And this is the transition into the verse. So let's listen there. And what I did there is I used some guitar from another part of the song, chopped it up, and made that repeating pattern at the start. I used the denoising plugin again. Ring shifter, EQ, decapitator, fuzz wah. Let's listen to it with and without the fuzz wah. And then with, and it just goes into an echo. So that definitely ticks some boxes for me to try and get into the verse in a cool way. And then I'm just emphasizing that with some very similar settings at the end there. So again, just listen all together in context. Thanks very much for listening to this. If you've got the time, please like and subscribe this channel. I do a Wednesday audio tutorial with behind the scenes stuff with my music every Wednesday. And if you want to, please pre-save my new single, Subliminally Friends. It'll be coming out soon. Otherwise, there'll be a link if it's after the date that I'll put in this video. So thanks for watching. See you next time.